the final whistle, well, went yesterday. But we've got Pete, Michael, and Paul here. Nearly forgot your name there, Paul. And Sunderland drew 1-1 with Newcastle. Yeah, the winning streak might be over with, but still, 9 games in a row unbeaten can't be too bad, can it? Well, lads, what did you think?
Yeah, we just start with.
Go with anyone. Go
on then, Pete.
No, go on then. Obviously, first half, I thought Sunderland was a better team by a mile, to be honest. Very comfortable, had a lot of chances. Obviously, Barini went close, Defoe went close. Kirchhoff was pulling strings in the middle. When the goal come up, we were on top, and we fully deserved the leader. Going in the break, overall, it was probably the fair result. Come full time, based on obviously Sunderland sat back and Sunderland got tired. But yeah, it was Sunderland the better team in the first half.
I think certainly the only time Newcastle really looked threatening was the last 15-20 minutes, and that was because we were sitting deep and we were tiring a little bit at the back.
Yeah.
Whereas, like Pete said, I think we had Defoe, who was it, Defoe, Kirchhoff, no, Kasri, sorry, went close. Rodwell, that header from Rodwell was actually pretty good, because it was the one thing we have given Rodwell stick, but one thing that he's quite good at is jumping up ahead of his man and getting a firm bullet header on the ball, and Elliot had to tip to save that. But I agree with Pete. I think I wouldn't go as far as say battered them first half, but we definitely were in control of the game and had the best play, and should have scored more, to be honest. And when we scored, we went absolutely ballistic, didn't we?
Yeah, it was good.
As I'm sure you did as well. And we went absolutely crazy when Defoe scored. It's like, yes, that will help keep us up and help keep us up and relegate them. Fantastic. But to be fair, Mitrovic's header, I'll give him credit for that. That was actually a really good header. Even though I could have killed Damendoi for not closing the cross down. But regardless, I think a point suits us better than Newcastle, without a doubt. Because even though I think people say Norwich were the best winners, well, hang on, 2 points behind them, that can be overturned. We've got to play them, and we've got a game extra.
Exactly.
So,
and the extra games against Everton,
which who are hit and miss, by the time we play them might not have anything to play for either.
It's always the same old story at Everton by the end of the season as well, isn't it? So
we kind of owe them one after the 6-2.
Yeah, definitely.
I think
and we owe Norwich one as well, because they keep beating us. I'm sick of that.
Paul, what do you reckon?
That's Newcastle's.
I've just threw my phone. It's bounced on the bed. Yeah, I've just threw my phone. It's bounced on the bed and it's gone right down the other side.
No, that's symbolic for Newcastle's fight. It's on the bed, on the surface. It looks like they're going to stay up and then falls down the side and they go down.
That's because Newcastle scored. I'll hit them.
What you should have done was just do a take where you throw the phone off shot and then have another image of the phone hitting Mitrovic on the head when he gets knocked out. Go.
I've got to say that was a bit of a highlight as well, wasn't it? Yeah, Mitrovic getting Conade.
the one goal they score against us after 6 attempts. You can't even celebrate properly. Jesus Christ! Do
you see the fan? There was a fan that ran on the pitch when he scored.
Yeah, I saw that. That looked weird.
Yeah. Apparently, he's getting charged with going on the pitch or whatever. He's apparently
encroaching on the
Newcastle magistrate. Yeah. Oh man, it's
Mitrovic's new strike partner.
More effective than the other strikers they've had this season, to be fair. That was quite hilarious. I mean, I think we knew the winning streak would end at some point, but it is still a bit disappointing. Not just for 7 in a row, but just think how massive that could have been if we'd won though. 4 points clear of Newcastle. Yeah. Nevertheless, I think the main thing was to stay above them, regardless. Even if we drew or won, just don't let them overtake us, and we didn't. So,
you
can take positives from a point, I think.
Down to space with a draw, to be honest with you.
Well, given that Sunderland at the start of the season would have lost that game.
Without a doubt. If we were still that same team, we'd have gotten hammered yesterday. We really would have.
It was Newcastle can't score goals. 3-0 to Newcastle against Sunderland. How coincidental is that? But no.
So next up, we've got West Brom at home, haven't we?
Yeah, that's a very interesting one, that, isn't it? Well, the funny thing is, the thing that concerns me is that when Tony Pulis has been to the stadium, like the last 2 times with Palace and West Brom, we haven't beaten them, we've drawn, but both times, West Brom and Palace were scrapping for points and needing points to stay up, whereas this time, they're probably already safe, so they might not have anything to play for.
Yeah.
Which I think should work in our favour if we're professional enough.
We've got to stop our ex-players though.
What, Gardner, Sessegnon and McLean?
Yeah,
McLean's reception. Oh, that's really interesting.
He's going to get hounded, isn't he?
He is. Every time he's going to get on the ball, he's just going to get the biggest amount of booze ever. Especially, remember what happened after the final whistle at the Hawthorns?
Yeah.
Well, we were there, remember, when McLean was going to the Sunderland fans, like, oh, you sad bastard.
It's just it's unprofessional to see as well, isn't it? Okay, yeah, rub salt in the wounds a little if you score a goal, fair enough. Every player does it, don't they? But, just at the end of a match like that, where for a start you've actually had to cheat to win, by kicking the ball out of Pantillamon's hands, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I still remember that. I don't forget.
Cost us a potentially precious point. But technically, though, you could say, which is another funny thing, we probably needed to lose at West Brom to keep up the streak of new manager losing their first game and beating Newcastle in their second.
Newcastle the next, yeah.
And it's quite funny because all the Geordies were saying for this one, "Oh, get in, Rafa Benitez. He's lost his not happy you've lost his first game, but new manager effect. Lose your first game, Sunderland's in your second, and they still couldn't beat us."
Exactly.
It's like, sorry, Geordies, stop copying our tactic. Find your own way.
Yeah. Well, that's what Barini came out and said, didn't he? He turned around and said, that Newcastle are trying to copy off Sunderland.
And it didn't even work, did it?
No, it backfired on them.
It would have been even funnier if they'd lost, but either way, they didn't beat us. They tried our tactic and it didn't work. But yeah, West Brom. Well, you were saying we've got 2 home games now, West Brom and Leicester. Whereas I think both of those games, you need to target a win and a draw at least.
Yeah.
Because I think as good as Leicester have been this season, we are capable of beating them. We are capable of getting something out of it at least.
Who would you win or draw?
More likely, if you win or draw one of them, you're more likely to beat West Brom and draw with Leicester. But I don't really care what order it is because West Brom are going to get relegated. So
yeah, I mean Palace is slowly
4
slipping
points
down there.
I think you need Norwich as well as a huge one because that's fast becoming a must-win game. I think.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
So I mean, and we're due a win against Norwich. Long overdue a win against them, I think.
Yeah.
But West Brom I think could be huge because if we can beat them. Remember, Newcastle and Norwich play each other as well.
Yes, they do. Yeah. That's next, isn't it? That's their next game, isn't it?
In 2 weeks' time. They play each other. So I think if them two drew and we won, we'd go above Norwich on goal difference and go 3 points clear of Newcastle. Yeah. That's the ideal scenario anyway, but still.
Yeah. I think we stay.
As long as we stay up and the Mags go down, I'm delighted. Yeah. Are you confident for the West Brom game?
I think we have enough about us now to, if you asked me, at the start of the season, do you think you could beat West Brom? After the way we started, I'd said no. Honestly, hands down, I'd have said no. But given the fact that, we're actually looking like a team now, I'd say we could more than do enough damage to West Brom, easily. I mean, we proved it against Newcastle. I know they're a bit shite in the first half, but they still gave us a little bit of a run for our money towards the end as well. So if we can cope with that sort of pressure from in a derby match against Newcastle, West Brom hopefully, touch wood, West Brom should hopefully be.
Are you two as well?
Come on,
I'm onward. I'm not.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, hopefully West Brom should be a walk in the park.
Well, like I said, they're going to be safe. So they've got nothing to play for. They're not going to have that intensity. So if it works in our favour, then that we need the points more than they do now.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
It's just slightly annoying that they had to lose at the weekend. Against Imagine if Norwich had lost and we'd still drawn, we would have been probably over the moon with a point.
Oh, of course, any day, yeah. But it's just it hasn't really added much pressure to Sunderland because we know that if we could beat Norwich, then we could go above them. But when it comes
even if you drew against Norwich and won your game in hand, you go above them.
Yeah, exactly. So it hasn't really put too much pressure on us. But the draw, that was the worst result that Newcastle could have probably had, besides a loss, of course.
It's not a good point for them.
It's not, no.
No, because you're saying because they at the minute, I mean that might change between now and the end of the season, but previously they've been poor away. So if their away form doesn't improve, they've got Swansea and Palace coming up at home. They've got to win both of those games.
See, Swansea are willing to play because they've turned the corner somehow. Palace, they could get something at Palace, but Then again, it's going to be the whole Pardew returning back thing, isn't it? So you don't know how that's going to go, do you?
So Palace are better away than Palace are at home.
Yeah, they are actually.
Yeah.
Yes, Palace do. So you can imagine, it'd be funny as well.
Connor Wickham, Patrick.
Connor Wickham.
That would just rub it in even more, wouldn't it?
To anyone who didn't like Connor Wickham celebrating at Sunderland, you can redeem yourself by sending the mags down.
Yeah, do us a favour.
Actually, it'd be quite funny as well because I'm curious to see what reception Pardew gets at Palace. But you can at Newcastle. But you can imagine as well, Palace still hadn't won by the time they play Newcastle. Palace hadn't won for something like maybe 5 months, and they beat the Mags. That's fun.
We'll see about Kirchhoff, won't we? Young Kirchhoff.
Oh yeah, Kirchhoff was man of the match for me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He's struggling.
See, I wasn't not too sure who to choose for man of the match because Rodwell I thought did okay. He, wasn't his best, but
It wasn't a bad performance, was there?
there wasn't. I mean,
I don't think there was anyone who I think the worst
Kazri and Yedlin before.
by standards that Kazri set before,
Yeah.
but they weren't terrible, were they?
For Kazri's standard, he was.
Yeah, but generally, the worst you could say we did was the worst player on the pitch was okay. If you know what I mean.
No one had a shot in the game, though.
Whereas there was quite a few Newcastle players that didn't really do very much yesterday.
I'm going to have to say, for me, I'm going to say Barini man of the match. Because he really, boy, did he take the fight to fucking Colback, didn't he? Christ.
I'll tell you what as well. Do you love the little smile that he kept giving to Colback? Like, hello, son.
He was just really winding him up, wasn't he?
I kept saying to you guys in the second half, keep targeting Colback because he had a booking.
Mm.
He had a booking and he could have been sent off as well. Keep getting at the players who are down to 10, getting down the yellow card already.
Do you not think, comparing Sunderland and Newcastle yesterday, when obviously Sunderland's cheering on the field, Kirchhoff right well, and then Villa look relaxed on the ball, they're composed on the ball, they were supporting each other. And then when Newcastle had the ball, obviously Shelby, who was alongside Shelby? In the middle?
Wasn't it?
Technically, wasn't it? Or was Wijnaldum one on the wing? No, wasn't it Sissoko and Townsend out wide at first?
Yeah, it was wide.
So was Wijnaldum, yeah.
No, they look nervous and they try and too hard, do you know what I mean? Where Sunderland just rose to the occasion.
Yeah, Perez, for example, is another one. Perez I actually do quite rate as a footballer, but he was kept relatively quiet yesterday.
Yeah, he was, yeah. But how on earth Wijnaldum got man of the match? Sky Sports are officially on drugs.
Sky Sports gives him what? Because he gave one assist and got them helped get them a point. That's like 1 minute out of 95.
He did nothing all game apart from that one thing. That's it.
I'm trying to. Who could you give? Who would you think was Newcastle's best player?
Mitrovic, I'd say.
But not Hobbit.
Not Hobbit. Yeah. It's a long story, but it's quite.
Perez.
Perez with the Hobbit. The battle.
I've got it for Newcastle. I've got to say Elliott. Some of the saves, he kept them in the game. We could have been high and dry.
Saves, didn't he?
From Van Aanholt, especially.
Van Aanholt, oh yeah, that was that chance. Remember that was said to be the turning point there. If that chance had gone in and been 2-0.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have bet against Newcastle scoring, but there's probably little chance they would have come back to get a point from that.
Exactly. You saw as well, when it got to 75 minutes, some of the fans starting to get frustrated and turn on them.
Well, I was going to say that in a way that helped us being the away team.
It did, didn't it? Yeah.
That's why I was quite happy that it was at St James's, because you could tell. I could tell even watching the first half throughout most of the game before the last 10 minutes they were nervous. You could tell the anxiety was there in the stadium.
Even though you're watching it, you still get the sense that you can feel it as well, can't you?
Exactly. Well, the pressure was on them to beat us, wasn't it?
Oh, any day, yeah. And even their fans knew that.
Last six derby, you've lost against Sunderland. You're at home against them in what is described as the biggest derby in years. The pressure's going to be on you. We could just go, point suits us. Okay, we're all right with that.
Exactly.
We could tell that they were nervous. The only time their fans turned up was in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, I suppose, given how their team played, they didn't have much to shout about in the first 80 minutes. To be fair.
You had obviously, when Newcastle won a corner or a free kick, you had the players that were trying to obviously get the fans going. Yeah, the fans would up the tempo, but then it would just die down. So, it was hit and miss.
There was one thing I was very surprised at, and I'm saying to you before, I thought for sure that St James's was bouncing and rocking ahead with Benitez being appointed, which is fair enough, but I really thought they'd have a go at us first 20-30 minutes, and they didn't.
Yeah,
they were really poor.
I'd probably give Sunderland credit for that.
We didn't allow them to, did they?
No.
That's why I'm thinking.
I think Kirchhoff's like obviously the spine of the team. You know what Arsene Wenger was saying. Like El Neni, like obviously he's the spine of their team. I think Kirchhoff's the spine of our team. Everything goes through him.
Who would have said that after Tottenham?
No.
Who would have said that at Kirchhoff be the spine of someone's team? Because you can't judge someone on 20. To say what I was saying during the week, that you can't judge someone on 20 minutes of football when they've barely played. That's the reason he's getting. That's the reason he's getting tired though, because he's barely played.
Yeah,
exactly. What was it? What was it before the Tottenham? When he came on at Tottenham, before that, he had he played 2 minutes of football or something in 6 months.
Something like that. Well,
yeah. So what do you expect, really? You know.
You're going to be rusty anyway, but I mean, again, like I say, superstition, touch wood, if we stay up, then, if we do, assuming we stay up, Kirchhoff could be a really important player for Sunderland in the future.
And we've got a bit of steel as well, didn't we, from Bayern Munich?
Like, I know, 750k, getting him for that much, but I mean, like, the way that he just looked comfortable yesterday and kept doing fancy little flick-ons and beating, like, Jose Perez to the ball, or...
He's not quick, and you can tell that, but... Just technically, like,
he's got authority.
He's got a very good football brain on him.
He's got authority in the midfield, and I've really been. And so, I mean, there's still a long way to go, but judging on him so far,
Kirchhoff
has been impressive.
Kirchhoff's the best example of it. He's obviously he's not a goal scorer midfielder. He's not tricky. He's not quick. He's just an example of he's a good footballer and he knows what it is. He just does his job, and that's it. It's good enough.
You're never going to be a Bayern Munich. You're not going to be a Bayern Munich in the first place if you're not a good footballer.
He does his job perfectly.
Yeah, I like that. That's a fair point. Yeah, you're not going to be a Bayern Munich if you're not even if no part of you is good at football. Exactly.
No. And Pep Guardiola must have seen something in him to get it.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
Easily. So, but I was impressed with But like I said, the whole Sunderland team generally played well. Yes, I thought the worst player played okay. And when you know that the worst he did was okay, he must have done alright. So, I think generally, like I said, Newcastle had chances in the second half, but most of them were like straight into Minone's gloves.
I must say, I hope Jack Colback obviously gets found soon, because I don't think Barini's let him out of his pocket yet. So whenever he does get found, please let him out.
Oh God! Colback could be listening to this. You didn't know.
Good. We'll have to put up a missing persons poster. Have you seen this man?
He's missing since 1:30 on Sunday.
Jack Colback can have a great season next year if they're in the Championship.
Oh dear.
Barini had him on toast.
He did. He was running rings around him.
Had absolute toast. He looked petrified at him. Barini, like I said before, Barini's smile was just. I've got to love Barini.
You know what? From this game though, like I hope Allardyce, right? Fair enough. If you're forced into a change, fair enough. But I just hope Allardyce learns, like, don't obviously play Ndoye on the wing. And I seen something on social media. It was this morning. They were saying, I'm sure Lawson was fit now, but he missed out. Like Allardyce said, a few players would miss out, and he said, why, when you've got if Cashie's forced to come off, fair enough, you cannot help that. But why not bring Lens on? Fair enough, Lens won't get. Lens can work. He's proved Lens can work, and Lawson can more capable. Lawson would have halted Wijnaldum's run yesterday. He wouldn't have got past Lawson yesterday.
Was Lawson on the bench yesterday?
No, that's what I'm saying.
He was there though.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, like Toynbee.
I'm not sure about Len.
I think Allardyce's substitution will take too long. He takes.
I think that's one criticism. I like Allardyce, and
very good manager.
I like Allardyce. He's a really, really good manager, but he does take too long to bring players on to try and affect. I think sometimes he tinkers a bit too much with what's working.
Yeah.
Because I mean, look, the prime example is when I'm not saying that this is O'Shea's fault by any means that we conceded these 2 late goals, but look at Southampton for example. The back four at Southampton was relatively solid and settled, and then what happens is you tinker with that, we concede a goal.
Yep.
Now, to be fair, I don't think that yesterday was as much of an example because Kabul and Kone, who I think have actually done really well together. I think they've done really well. That's only their second game they played together. But when O'Shea came on, did that disrupt the back four a bit though?
I would start Kabul against West Brom. Definitely.
I mean, O'Shea and Kone have worked together well, but yeah, I'd agree. I'd probably stick with the same team against West Brom.
It's a shame. Why did O'Shea?
Why did O'Shea miss it? I don't know. He might have.
It's a shame because leading up to that, O'Shea had been outstanding.
Well, it was against Man United he was outstanding, wasn't he?
Well, West Ham, but Kabul's
there is one positive though from this as well. People do tend to forget that we're unbeaten in 3 matches. We've only lost 1 of the last 6, and the one we did lose was a game we should have got something out of.
No, it is. I just want to say this, right?
Well, it was actually West Ham, but you know what I mean. I think technically 2 out of the last 7 then. Then two games were lost out of the last 7, we only lost 1 nil.
I'm saying, you know, since all the new players have come in, right? Tell you what, you'll start from Man City. Obviously, I know a loser's a lose at the end of the day, but you had the Man City game. You outplayed them, right?
We had them on tour.
This isn't in order, obviously. And then obviously you beat Man United, you drew Palace, drew Southampton, drew yesterday.
Came back from 2-0 down at Liverpool to draw.
The 2 games we've lost with the new players, West Ham and Man City, deserve to win, though. Well, have not been outplayed.
And at least deserve to draw.
All the signings have made a massive impact, and Doy's the only player who hasn't made an impact.
Yes, it's still.
Safe to say,
safe
to say that his loan deal is one I'm not going to be desperate to make permanent.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. He seems lazy, doesn't he? He should actually be in the black and white shirt because he just seems lazy.
He suits them. I still can't get that out of my head. The way that he just let Wijnaldum drift past him. Wijnaldum's got a decent cross on him, but if we'd only stopped that cross, if we'd only stopped it, we might have won it. Who's to say Newcastle wouldn't have later gone on to equalise anyway, though? So,
well, you never know, do you? I mean, well, they wouldn't have equalised with Mitrovic. He got told to come off, didn't he?
I will give Mitrovic this. I did like Mitrovic's celebration. I did think you could tell that out of all the Newcastle players, he is at least passionate.
Yeah, they need to look at him, don't they?
He at least cares.
And learn from his passion.
So, you know, one thing I did love though, Defoe's celebration when he scored, running halfway across the pitch towards the away fan. Take a selfie with her. Who was it? Benoni even came over as well.
You can't write it, can you? You just really can't write it.
We could have just sang, "Is this a library?" You know. No, but like you said, there's positive signs that we can stay up, but we need to. The concern is that the last 3 games we've took the lead and not won any of them. That is getting concerning. Sorry?
I was saying to Michael earlier, after we drew yesterday, I'm saying if you've noticed, every time Kirchhoff goes off, obviously with Let's Southampton back in.
I wouldn't say we fall apart, but we definitely feel the difference. We definitely feel the difference when he goes.
What would you say to this? If Sunderland, right, were to play the same formation that they have been playing, right, but as soon as Kirchhoff gets tired, why not put an extra, like play 4-2-3-1 instead of 4-1-4-1 and put an extra pair of legs next to him so he only has to do half of the running, so play Catamol and Bila alongside him. He hasn't got to do as much running then.
I think Catamol and Kirchhoff could work like.
Yeah, I'd agree with that because they can be both defence. Well, obviously Kirchhoff could be defence minded because he is a defender, even though we use him sort of in midfield. But yeah, but Catamol, he's proven he can hold the CDM role as well quite well.
And you've got options, haven't you?
And you've got Jan and Veer as well. Let's not forget about him. He does pretty well in CDM as well. So.
Eventually, West Brom, for example, are going to be content with allowing Sunderland to have the ball.
I wouldn't play that formation I've just said, like the 4-2-3-1, in games like West Brom, but teams like Leicester where they're going to have a lot of.
But I was just about to say because West Brom are going to let us have a lot. I think West Brom are going to let us have the ball.
I've got West Brom straight away.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get in front early against West Brom, do us a favour, Sunderland, and don't do us Sunderland. Can you actually hold on for a clean sheet, please?
Do us a favour, Sunderland, and don't do us Sunderland.
Yeah, exactly.
Touching wood.
Yeah, touch it wood again.
But against Leicester, like I would agree with, particularly for the Leicester game, I'd agree with Pete because I think you need that extra man in midfield because Leicester, as much as I don't particularly rate them as highly as everyone else does, one thing they've got quickness in there, and they've got pace. You know, they've got players that who have been in fire. Mahrez, Vardy, the two obvious contenders. Kante's been good for them this season. So if you're going to have that, you need the extra players to try and combat it. And if, like Pete said, if you're going to have Kirchhoff in defensive mid, then if he's tiring towards the end of the game. Say if you had Catamol, who's like his fiery tenacity, whatever. Have him with Kirchhoff. He will feel the difference having someone fresh alongside him because it immediately freshens the midfield up.
I think given the season, this doesn't take the team you kind of go at from the start. If you attack Leicester, you will get hammered.
Yeah,
without a doubt, without a shadow of doubt you will.
But that's when Sam Allardyce comes into it though, because you need to think tactically how to beat Leicester.
They can't drink water then.
I mean, to be fair, like Liverpool and Arsenal are the only 2 teams that have beaten Leicester this season.
Well, I mean, Newcastle went full guns blazing at St James's Park against Leicester, and look what happened. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. What an overhead kick that was by Okazaki as well.
Oh, the other way.
Jesus.
Get in, Okazaki. Thank you. You've at least done your part. You've beaten Newcastle twice and beaten Norwich twice. Now, can you just lose at the Stadium of Light, please? You don't need it. You've got a 5-point gap. Just beat Southampton and be 5 points clear at Sunderland, and you can touch away. You'll still be 2 points clear. It's fine. Come think top
well,
stuff like that.
Who for you lot? Who for you lot? Then who do you think was the worst player out of the entire game?
What, for Sunderland? Oh, I mean for both sides.
Just in general, if you were to pick one player out of the whole lot.
Out of the 22.
Yeah.
First. Oh.
Worst.
For me, easily. I'm not just saying this because he used to play for Sunderland and
Colback.
but Barini's given an awful day, didn't he? I mean, he got booked early on. He was the first player booked, and then from then on,
I would say Colback because he never looked comfortable.
But that's good. That's on Barini's part, that though. That's
oh yeah, because Barini didn't allow him to play. But I would say
it's about Colback's not a left back, is he?
no, but he's played there before.
Yeah.
He knows where he's played for us there before, and he's played for Newcastle there before. I think maybe that was part of Sam Allardyce's tactics as well. I don't know what you think, but with the fact that Newcastle don't have a natural left back now because Dummett and Haidar are both injured. Colback, although he's played there, isn't a natural left back. So Sam Allardyce might have said target their left hand side because that's going to be a weakness from their point of view.
That's a very bad. It's the same for both sides. I mean, so I like Yedlin's all right. He's good going forward. Defensively, he's not obviously he's got mistakes.
There's a lot to be desired.
Right, but as well as Van Aanholt, as good as Van Aanholt is going forward, like he's still got a mistake in him, isn't he?
Would you rather have him or Colback at left back though?
Oh God, that's a daft question. That.
Well, yeah, I mean it's not saying much, but it's not.
To be honest, nicer. There you go.
No, it's not saying much, but at least Van Aanholt is a left back more so than Colback is.
I hope he's right. Actually,
Phil Barnes.
What happened with Van Aanholt? Didn't he go off the last couple of minutes injured?
I'm not too sure. I might have missed that.
Yeah, but they did. No, Van Aanholt had to go off. I think
he come back on, didn't he?
Maybe in a way it's a good thing we've got a 2-week break then. Another one.
Yeah, get Kabul fit. Again, hopefully he's
get players match fitness going up again. I really wish they'd stop this stupid international break, considering that the qualifiers are up. Everyone's already qualified for the Euros and stuff. Yeah, so I mean, even although don't we play Germany this weekend?
We just can't afford any injuries. We can't afford Jimmy Defoe to get injured. They can't afford Wijnaldum to get injured.
Yes, they can. They can go down.
Yeah.
Good one, Michael.
Thank you. Like Peter, I think with West Brom, we've got to go. I think I made the same point when we played Palace. Attack West Brom, but don't overcommit.
Yeah.
Do not overcommit. Have players back just to make sure, but get 5 or 6 players forward in the box because West Brom's defence particularly isn't that quick.
It's not. No, it's not exactly. Yeah, it's definitely not the quickest
speed
defence,
in
is there?
Yeah, we've got speed in our attack.
One thing I would say for Sunderland is approach the West Brom game exactly the same way as you did yesterday. Obviously, go press West Brom high up the pitch like you did with Newcastle, but make sure the substitutes that you've got on the bench come on early enough to replace the players that are tired, so it doesn't affect you later on in the game. You're going to need Lawson on the bench. You're not going to bring it. No, I'll tell you what happened now. We'll go 1-0 up, right? Be 85th minute. Think, ideal, 3 points. And Doyle go left wing. McLean will leave it.
McLean will skin it.
Yedlin will get out jumped. One more. Craig Gardner.
And Doyle will just be there. He'll be handing McLean a boarding pass. Won't he? There you go. Off you go.
Old Corny just pretends McLean's Tory.
Yeah.
Hey McLean, son, I'm coming for you. Oh shit!
Run.
Corny. I mean, if you flatten Yaya Toure, you've got something about.
What it is, I speak for both teams when I say this. I say this every year for Sunderland actually. But if you look like I say Kirschkopf, Corny, Khazri. Look, if Allardyce can do that in the space of a couple of weeks in the transfer market with them 3 players, what a difference they've made. Imagine what he could do if Sunderland were to steal, and then you have a whole summer to invest as well.
Well, exactly, because you've got to bear in mind, it's going to be, literally it'll be the summer of big spending as well, because they'll get the money back at the end of the season.
Whoever stays up from the North East will have a very good year next year.
What is it? Whoever gets relegated at the end of next season, £90 million plus the £60 million parachute payment as well. For the TV rights deal. Mental.
It's ridiculous.
You don't want this is the year not to go.
To be fair, I think one of the North East teams will go down.
Yeah.
One of them I think will get relegated.
Well, to be fair, Crystal Palace got West Ham coming up now. Not West Ham, sorry. Leicester and not Leicester. West Ham and Man United.
Well, Palace have got to play West Ham away, Man United away. Well, to be fair, who doesn't beat Man United these days?
Yeah,
Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal away. To be fair, Palace have got Norwich at home and Newcastle away coming up. So Palace win those 2 fixtures, they're safe.
Yeah.
Palace, hint, beat Norwich and Newcastle.
Go on, we're going to be fans of Alan Pardew before long.
It was the favour.
Mate, if Barini gave Colback like Doug's life yesterday, I kind of wait to see Yannick Balassi play him.
No, not Yannick Balassi against Jack Cobb. So, but yeah, because Colback misses the next 2 games.
And Shelby's, well, yeah, I'm sure Yanma's suspended. I'm sure I said Yanma's got 5 bookings now.
Yeah, but didn't someone say there comes a point though that when you get 5 yellow cards at a certain point in the season, the suspension doesn't count?
Yeah, that's April though. April that takes effect.
Oh, how coincidence! This was the last game before April then.
Exactly. Now Colback's suspended now. I think for 2 games.
I'm going to be very interested to see what Norwich's tactics are against Newcastle because they've got no natural left-sided defender.
Exactly.
I think not. If not
like Fabrizio Colacini at left back. That's going to be interesting. Stephen Taylor at right back.
Oh, then.
Yeah, but Redmond Zunic, he's now a player away from Norwich.
I think Norwich lack a lot of quality compared to what Sunderland and Newcastle do.
They do lack in quality, yeah, massively.
I think the thing is that Norwich lack the quality, but Norwich have more heart and fight than Newcastle do. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But they're trying, but they're not. They're just not quite a. Okay, Craig, I'll ask you. Do you think Norwich will stay up at this period in time? I know your opinion could be subject to change, but I don't see them staying up.
I can't. Well, obviously we know Villa. Well, Villa are gone. That's it. They're done for.
I do realise that Villa are relegated, and then they win 10 games out of their last. They win like 7 games out of their last 8 to stay up.
I was going to say 10 games. When you win 10 games.
I was going to say that was there.
No, I think for Villa that's it. They might as well just literally just forfeit every single game now. To be honest with you.
I was just about to say that Villa play the Mags their last home game of the season.
I'd laugh.
Just imagine 0-0 90th minute.
Jordan Ayew.
Villa going towards the Hull end. Kieran Richardson.
Kieran Richardson free kick.
Free kick. Oh yeah.
Free kick to Kieran Richardson, 90th minute free kick for Villa. Villa are already fucked, but keep Newcastle fucked with them. And this Kieran Richardson free kick relegates the Mags and saves Sunderland. Thank you, Richardson.
There's going to be a lot of Sunderland players we're going to be rooting for, isn't there?
Sorry?
I'm saying there's going to be a lot of ex-Sunderland players that we're going to be rooting for as these weeks come up.
Sunderland players are the ones that save Sunderland.
Yeah, the ones that save Sunderland by beating Newcastle.
Yeah, send Newcastle. Honestly, I mean, like I said, I think, could you see Villa beat Newcastle? Like their last home game of the season?
Well, because the last home game, they've got nothing to lose. They could just throw the entire stadium in Newcastle, really. They've got nothing to lose.
That's not capable of picking anything up, are we? Well, wins, that is. They might pick a draw, but I don't think...
Draws at this stage aren't good enough.
Wins. Man, they need wins. And if they cannot win at home, they cannot win away.
Well, look through Newcastle's fixtures. Like, Newcastle have got, away from home, they've got Norwich, Southampton, Liverpool and Aston Villa. So already you've got 2 must-win games out of that, Norwich and Villa.
I'd give them 4 at the most.
I'd say Southampton and Liverpool, I don't see them getting anything at either of those grounds, if I'm being honest. And I hope they don't, obviously. So, and Southampton, I quite like you a lot. I'll like you even more if you beat the Mags in a couple of weeks. Then at home...
Colback misses that game.
Well, he will do, because he missed the next 2 games. And at home they've got...
That's a bad thing for Southampton, that he's not playing.
I was going to say as well at home Newcastle have got Palace, Swansea, Manchester City and Tottenham.
You know what, the two teams we've got, Arsenal, Chelsea, like 2 are not exactly in good form, are they?
No, well, Chelsea especially. They haven't had a great... But I mean, if you look at Tottenham, I think Newcastle will lose to them. Man City's been awful since they've said Pellegrini's leaving. So, you know, Newcastle at home are actually quite decent, to be fair.
Yeah, they looked at it yesterday.
Yeah. It's the only game they've lost at St James's since the turn of the year. So, you know,
they need wins though, not draws. Yeah.
True. But at the same, but then you've got that puts pressure on Newcastle for the Swansea and Palace games, and Swansea and Palace themselves could either be relaxed because they're already safe, or Palace would need to win to stay up, for instance.
I think the next 3 weeks they'll be decided for Sunderland's fate. I mean, 2 home games, they've got 2 away games,
and both teams play Norwich.
No, we've got Norwich, so we could you've got to win your home games to stay in the league. You really have.
We do have to beat Norwich.
When was the last time we won the week? Swansea. So, yeah.
Yeah, Swansea.
So you've got to target a win against Norwich, though.
To be honest, I don't know if I could see Sunderland getting another win away from home, possibly Stoke. So I think Sunderland need to win home games.
Could you see us getting a couple of draws away from home in the last 3 games?
Yeah, but I think we're different than Newcastle. We don't roll over now. I mean,
Not now, not yet. I've said this to Sunderland. I've seen us do it far too many times. But like I said, that's why I said a point for them wasn't very good yesterday, because that was a game they had to win it.
but we kind of keep chucking Leeds away. I will say that.
No, we have to.
Yeah,
we
we
really
need
have
to
to stop.
Getting
What we need to do really against West Brom ideally is go 2-0 up with 10 minutes to go.
Get a clean sheet.
Well, no, even if we don't get a clean sheet, then you might be you should be able to hold on and get a win if you're 2-0 up with 10 minutes to go.
I mean, I think now we're at a point in the season as well where for all the teams down there, well, apart from Aston Villa, but all the other teams that are down there, yeah, it's a case of winning games. I don't think it's going to come down to goal difference. So I think it's just a pure case of about winning games and picking up points.
We do feel that you'd rather be in our situation as far as goal difference goes than the other two. Because we have got the best goal difference, so you never know. If
Norwich got 1 point, didn't they? I don't have Norwich's points in our goal difference.
true, but we've got one game less to play than them. No, we've got one more game to play. Yeah, but we've still got to play Norwich. Like you said, you've got to win your home games, but you've got to target to beat Norwich.
No, without a shadow of doubt, yeah, you have to.
It's like saying to Sunderland fans, would you rather beat Leicester and lose to Norwich, or lose to Leicester and beat Norwich? Which game would you rather win? Norwich.
Yeah, damn right, because they're the team that's down there with you.
So,
I think if we can go into the Norwich game above, out of the bottom three, obviously Norwich know they have to win, and the pressure, like I said, the pressure was on.
and then if we beat Norwich, then just think how massive that would be.
Exactly.
I mean, I know this is going off topic now, but I mean, you know, since Coney's arrival, right, the confidence, the way Kabul and O'Shea and Coney run out with the ball. I mean, do you see Coney's run? Coney's
ran into that halfway
What
line.
on earth was he doing bombarding down the right hand wing?
The confidence.
I know.
From the team.
He thinks he's Santiago Regini.
He does, doesn't he? Christ.
Yeah. See, me and Pete have very different opinions on Santiago Regini.
Yeah,
Do you think
possibly the world's worst ever defender I've ever seen in my life. He is horrendous.
See,
I agree with that.
Yeah, so
I think 49,000 other fans would agree with me on that.
So. I'm not saying Regini's good, but I don't think he's anywhere near as atrocious as everybody says he is. Don't get me wrong, I don't think he's good, but he's not horrendously bad. I've seen worse.
He's not that good.
But he's not that terrible.
No, I mean, you say he's horrendously bad. That's it.
Put it this way, he's certainly not the Lionel Messi of defence, is he? That's for sure.
Everyone says that Virginie, right?
It's better right now.
Everyone says that Virginie's terrible because of the own goal he scored against Southampton, and that actually against Southampton at home last season, where he tried to outskill his way in his own half. Admittedly, that isn't very good, but at right back, you can't tell me he wasn't consistent. He generally did put some decent performances at right back.
Well, when he wasn't getting skinned half the time, yeah.
I just don't think he's as
Yeah, there's one player I would bring straight back to us.
Who?
Alonso.
Oh, why we didn't
Marcus
sign him?
Alonso.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't sign him. He wasn't exactly fantastic, but he was a good, solid player, you know.
Rose is another
Danny
one.
Rose was.
Danny Rose for me. Yeah.
Patrick Van Aanholt for me was like when he first signed. Reminded me a lot of Danny Rose. Good going forward, but could improve defensively.
Yeah.
But I think one big thing is the fact that Newcastle have had this as well, but Sunderland's transfer policy and the way things have been run behind the scenes since Quinn left, to be honest, has been very, very poor.
It just goes to show you don't have to spend a lot to get the right signings. I mean, Kirchhoff was 750k, Coney was 5 million, and Kajri was what?
9, possibly rising to 10 something in it.
But put it this way, Kazri, Coney and Kirchhoff, I like the 3 Ks. Kazri, Coney, Kirchhoff, that's quite funny. But put it this way, who's made more of an impact? Kazri, Coney, Kirchhoff at Sunderland for 15 odd million, or Shelby and Townsend for nearly twice that much? Who's made more of an impact?
There's a reason Swansea got rid of
It's got to be the Triple K effect, isn't it? You know.
I like that. You should mention that in the video, like the subtitle, the Triple K.
Yeah, the Triple K effect.
the difference between Sunderland.
No, but
Definitely got a name at the video.
Shelby, like you said, I mean, you were telling me, there was a lot of Swansea fans when Shelby went to Newcastle, but they said poor work rate.
But no, honestly, they were like good riddance. I mean, none of them like his attitude. I think it's different with Townsend. I think Townsend more or less fell out with Tottenham. I just think Shelby's the way he approached games, and
Shelby had a poor game yesterday.
Yeah.
Voldemort, yeah.
I'm not keen on Shelby.
Harry Potter.
Since when does Voldemort sound like Yoda? Harry. Yes.
Use the Force, you must.
Remember that when Shelby's free kick went wide the first half?
Oh.
Use the Force, I will.
Not going in, it isn't.
Sorry?
Not going in, it isn't.
Yoda. Well, Sunderland were wearing green yesterday.
Yeah.
Literally, right? Look, literally, Newcastle walked out smart in the black and white kit. Then when Sunderland walked out, I thought it was like Shrek, Fiona, and the kids. It's such a horrendous kit.
See, we're the opposite because I didn't like the kit at first, but it's grown on me. I actually quite like that kit now, whereas you were the opposite. You said that at first. You said, "Oh, that kit's all right." That, and then
the shirt's all right. It's just the full. It's all green. It's like
I like it. I like it. But imagine can you just imagine if Newcastle were like, "Oh God, that kit's horrible," and they spent most of the game looking at the kit rather than playing football, and that's what. But if it's 80 minutes.
No, it is. I was quite disappointed. Actually, Colaccini and Stephen Taylor didn't play yesterday because honestly, I think I thought Lascelles and Bemba had not quite a good game. So I thought
Bemba are quite rated centre back. I think he's got a decent future ahead of him wherever he goes. I think.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Newcastle aren't exactly in the position to say, "Oh, we'll buy players for the future." They need players now who can do it. I mean, if you look at buying Mitrovic was an example. Where they got Mitrovic for something like 13 million. Charlie Austin, they could have paid 2 million extra and he would have got them guaranteed goals. I'm astounded they didn't go for him.
That's what you wanted for us.
Yeah, and I was really, really annoyed when he went to Southampton for 4 million. Why we weren't even mentioned for him.
Exactly. It's a ridiculous amount, isn't it? You know, that amount to go to Southampton. We could have easily had him, you know?
Yeah, I mean, people can say, would he have wanted to come up north? I bet if we offered him the right money, he would have done.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
If we offered him the right money, you could say, well, fine, do a get out clause if we get relegated then, because then if he comes, scores the goals, keeps us up, fine, there you go, gets a pay package. And if not, well, then he's probably going to fuck off elsewhere anyway. And chances are, if we signed him for 4 million and we still went down, we'd probably make a profit on him. So,
without a doubt, yeah, because if he went down, you know, it's kind of like the effect they had with QPR as well when they went down. You know, if he can still score the goals, you're going to put a higher value on him, aren't you? Even if you get relegated, it doesn't matter.
Exactly, but like I said, I mean, it just goes to show what's wrong with modern football these days. With the amount of money that throws in and without wages and whatnot, football seems too much of a business. And relating it back to Sunderland, I think that's been a huge problem. That Sunderland's board has seen the club too much as a business, not enough as a football club.
Well, like I say, if Sunderland got to steal, Allardyce hasn't got to spend like 50, 60 million. Just recruit well.
Spend wisely.
You proved it. Look, you've got them 3 players for all above.
January was the best transfer window we've had in recent seasons.
Yeah, without a doubt.
We got players we needed, players that have fit the positions well. I mean, like Kasri, you said, for example, beforehand, when you look, it was either Johnson or Larson taking corners, horrendous from set pieces before Kasri came in.
I think the difference is between the two northeast sides, and this is the biggest point that could be the fact that before who stays up and who goes down. Sunderland have signed where Sunderland needed to sign. Like Sunderland were leaking goals, so they brought in Coney. Some were poor from set pieces, so they brought in Kasri, and they needed someone like obviously to break the play up, and they brought in
Kershaw.
Newcastle needed a goal scorer. That was their biggest thing. They didn't get one. They signed Townsend when they didn't really need it. And they signed Shelby. Shelby I can understand because they don't create enough, so fair enough.
Need goal scorers from midfield as well. But they needed a striker. They needed some. I mean, and they brought in Doumbia.
Go back to Charlie Austin, don't you?
Yeah. So. Like I said, that's what I mean. I mean, as criminals it was from our point of view, I thought we could have gone for Austin. Newcastle, especially, how they didn't sign him for 4 million was ridiculous. I mean, they brought in Doumbia, who's
15 goals. Defoe's got this season in all competitions.
That's the first. I think this
33, 15.
This is the first season I think since Darren Bent left that we've had a goal scorer in double figures. Actually, no, I lie. Stephen Fletcher, he got 11 goals his first season for that.
Fletcher. Imagine 20 though. Imagine 20 goal. You want to look far. If something like a steal, Defoe next 20 goals, you're not going to have to ask why did someone steal? Why did they not? Well,
do you mean Defoe?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we still need to work on keeping clean sheets as well, though. But I feel a clean sheet's around the corner. I do feel like we're getting closer and closer to one because
you see it coming. Yeah, you can see it coming. I'll give you credit there, definitely.
Although we haven't kept clean sheets, we haven't lost many games.
Yeah.
So there's reason to be positive, but
it's got to come out next game.
We've got to. I mean, West Brom. I mean, it depends what way they approach the game. They could say, okay, well we've got nothing to play. We've got no pressure on us. Let's just go for it.
I tell you what.
And if we lose, it doesn't matter.
Hopefully Norwich beat West Brom. West Brom beat Norwich at Norwich 1-0. Norwich beat West Brom 1-0 at West Brom. See, we lost at West Brom 1-0. So hopefully
we'll win 1-0.
Newcastle lost at West Brom 1-0. Beat West Brom 1-0. We lost West Brom at 1-0.
But no, but I get beat 1-0 again.
No, it's draw 0-0. It's like, yes, you got the clean sheet, but you didn't win.
Honestly, if it's anything like that fixture last season at home, we were a better team for large parts of the game. But
yeah, but they comfortably kept us out.
we had Danny Graham.
That's
you know what I mean?
Danny Graham.
After Danny Graham, but last season, remember that one? Lescott should have been sent off.
Oh, it was just, yeah.
That one where Danny Graham was going through on goal, and then Lescott thinks, "Oh, I'll just go, pull him back."
Yeah.
And then the referee does.
Did he make that noise as well?
Probably.
But
She should have gone the Whithouse scream. Whithouse scream. Well,
since Danny Graham's left us, love, he is actually scoring a lot of goals.
that's because
I've
that's because he's championship standard.
Yeah. Even Fletcher
Do you
wants.
see someone with Jody Gomez as well, who I don't really rate as a player whatsoever? But when Jody, so I was a Blackburn fan that said when they signed Gomez, why did Sunderland let him go? He's absolutely class. What league are you playing in?
It was Paul Lambert, wasn't it? It was the manager.
Yeah, Paul Lambert saying like, what league are you in? The Championship. And why is he scoring goals? Because we're in the Was he scoring goals in the Premier League? No. There you go. There's your answer. He's a Championship player.
So in some way, well, Stephen Fletcher actually wants to come back to the Premier League.
As long as it's not with us.
Well, it's not Newcastle.
No, he can go back. He brought Newcastle to the Championship.
If we still, I really want to kick on my holidays. I'm sick of seeing every season. Oh yeah, they're going to do this. They're going to do that.
And then it's the same thing.
I just hope we don't switch manager before the derby.
You don't need to. Newcastle tried that and it didn't work. So
don't need it.
They didn't lose, but they didn't win. So no, I agree.
Learn from your mistakes.
I agree with Pete because I think it would be so ironic if this was the season we went down. But no, but if we do stay up, and I'll do it again. Touch wood. I don't care. Superstitious. I'm keeping on doing that.
I'm that confident we will still. I'm not even going to touch wood. There you go.
I've got wood touching me. There you go.
Yeah.
Touch that. I agree with you. I think that next year, if Sunderland are to stay up, we have to really get it right this time because
actually no, I'm not confident.
Okay. I think Sunderland, if we do still have to kick on next year, we can. And all I ask for next year, if we do stay in the Premier League, just don't be knee deep in a relegation battle. I'm not asking for top 10. I'm not asking for top 7. All I want is like 11th, between 11th and 14th position, like what West Brom are having. It might not be pretty, but you're not. But at worst, you're looking over your shoulder, but you're not in a relegation battle. That's all I'll ask next year. As long as Newcastle aren't in the Premier League and we avoid them in the cup competitions as well.
No, I want them to cut me.
No, I don't. I want a season. I want a 2 or 3 seasons where we don't play them. As long as they're in the league below us. But no, that's what I want from next year. We need a season where we're in a relegation battle. And the fans at the stadium alike, the amount of fans that keep going to that stadium.
We deserve better.
Yeah, exactly. People can say, you didn't fill out your stadium. Oh, really? So the fans that go aren't passionate. All right.
Well, did you see Man City, Man United yesterday?
They can't.
Sell out, apparently. Martin.
City can't even fill out their ground half the time. They've won the Premier League twice in the last 4 years.
Unless they were fancy dressing blue seats, and that's class.
I know, right? Exactly.
That's class as a seller. There's no one there.
And Arsenal fans feel hard done by because they're only top 3. Both do. Yeah. It's amazing. Like Swansea, with no disrespect, but Swansea, Palace, and even Leicester shouldn't have the right to come up and to be better than us.
Yeah. I'm
not saying we've got the right to be top 5 or whatever, but we should be better. We should be competing with the likes of what West Ham are doing, really.
Yeah.
Even as far as Stoke.
Well, even just that.
Stoke, yeah.
Comfortably established, consistent top 10 sides. That's what both sets of clubs should be.
What year is this? Is this our 10th or 9th successive?
9th. It'll be our 10th next year if we stayed up.
It's Leicester's second, right? Like, the positive.
Go for the title. Yeah, I know.
And
they're all but certain to be in Europe next year. Leicester are all but certain to be in Europe next year.
We got a Europe.
I would love the European football stadium.
You know what? I tell you what. European football. I think I'm one of the. Well, I'm probably one of the only Sunderland fans that experienced this. When we played Cardiff in Wales last season.
That was in Europe.
European football.
Yeah, exactly. It's a different country, isn't it?
Hashtag Peter Whalen is unbeaten when Sunderland are in Europe.
Yeah.
Cardiff 2-2.
I know. Jack Colback late equaliser.
Traitor. Do you know
he wasn't playing left back then though, was he?
It would be so funny if we stayed up, the mounts went down, and then put the picture of Jack Colback when he first goes to Newcastle. Oh, I went to join a club that isn't in a relegation battle. How did that turn out for you?
It's true, isn't it? It's spot on. It is true.
Yeah, because at the time Newcastle weren't expected to be in this.
If you had just left and said, "Oh, I wanted a new challenge," and go to the boyhood club I supported, fair enough. But to say that when Stephen Taylor and Colaccini are your centre backs, you're going to be in a. You're going to be in a.
It just goes to show Pardew didn't do so badly with them, did he?
No.
No.
I think that's why a lot of people are rooting for them to go down the way he was treated. Ever since he's been treated badly, a lot of clubs just...
Do you know? I mean, though, that's the same reason. That's the same reason why I would love Pardew to relegate Newcastle.
Exactly.
At the final laugh, the final whistle against.
Hey.
Pardew relegates Newcastle, and then if we stay up, then that would make my season.
Personally, I want Newcastle to stay up, so we have 6 points off them. Well, we've only got 4 this year, but I've seen the same on Sky Sports. Well, actually, I knew anyway, but it said we wouldn't have stayed up the last 3 seasons without Newcastle's points. So that they've given us.
That's quite interesting in some ways, because you can imagine if Sunderland stayed up.
We can say that about every club.
Like I said, but if they went down, and we stayed up. Think how crucial those 4 points against them could be.
Exactly. What if it comes down to just 1 point left in the table? You know, there you go.
Exactly. So, all the bottom line is there's 8 points left. That's 24 points. I mean, I know we're not going to get 24 points, obviously, but there's 24 points to play for.
Yeah.
We can still do it.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
Manager.
Yeah, and our fixtures aren't too bad, because even Arsenal and Chelsea, you said they're not in great form, and Chelsea particularly. I mean, I'm not expecting anything against Chelsea, but I'd be disappointed to not get anything at home against them.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, if Newcastle can get a 2-2 draw against them, there's no reason why we can't get something.
Seen this one, and they've had the echo put out on Twitter that some allies have said we need 4 wins to survive.
See, I think you get away with 3 wins and a couple of draws.
I couldn't see someone getting 4. I could see them getting 3, but I don't know.
3 wins and a couple of draws, I think, might do it. But one of those wins has to be against Norwich.
Yeah.
Beat Norwich and win a couple of others and draw a couple of others. That might do it.
I think they just got to keep just one game at a time. Win game
Just
by
look at it by week.
Yeah.
So the ideal scenario next is for Norwich and Newcastle to draw.
I guarantee we'll
just to beat West Brom.
We'll be in and out of it until what? It's going to go away.
Ideally, I'd like
In, out, in.
ideally, like I said, I'd like us to be mathematically safe after we play Everton. Just for the last home game, we've stayed up.
Yeah,
Definitely.
So, but it's gonna be an interesting end to the season. That's
Oh, it is. Right, I'm gonna end the video there. So those of you watch on YouTube, leave your comments below. If you haven't subscribed, hit the button now, and I'll see you all probably for a bit more live streaming at some point soon. Right, everyone say goodbye.
See you later, guys. Thanks again for watching.